Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk you through this video, which is a batch file that I use for basic system integrity checks. I've put up other batch files on the channel, uh, but there's one specific one for SFC and DISM to how to automate that from the Windows desktop. And this one is a more advanced version of that I use quite often. And if you've never created a batch file, don't worry about it. It's basically a text file that sends commands that Windows understands. And really, all you're going to have to do is go to my blog in the details, copy the text of the batch file, create a text file on your desktop, and paste it in there and rename it. And I'm going to show you how to do that now. Now, first, we open up our life. We go down to New, right-click New, create a new text file, text document. And there it is. And we can name it whatever we want, maint or DISM, whatever. Just be sure the period TXT is replaced with period BAT. That's very important. And this thing will come up and it'll be fine. Yes. Now it's a batch file. See the gears? We can also double check that in the properties and rename it up here, .bat. Now, we edit these batch files in Notepad. And what we're going to do now is we're going to copy that batch file text and paste it into here. There we go. Now, batch file is a script for Windows. It runs commands in sequence. They have another thing called PowerShell. And PowerShell is a modern evolution of the command shell, the CMD, the DOS box. It's more powerful, more flexible, but I'm using batch here because it's simpler for most users. No module, no syntax traps, just strict commands. And I'm using batch programming language for this. My way is a little bit more advanced than some, but like I said, you really don't have to change anything in here. So I'm going to go line by line breakdown of this. You know, the echo off, that hides command echoing, keeps the window clean. What that means is echoes, when something is output, it echoes or it's displayed on your screen. Echo off suppresses that. And next we have set local enable extensions. This ensures advanced batch features are available. Stability first. Set log file. And you've noticed above that I've got comments, and this is how you write comments in batch files. And I can set them up this way. They're not programs or commands or anything. And now this will create a log file in the same place where I'm running the batch file. So in this case, I'm running it from my desktop, so the batch file will create the log file on my desktop. If it was down in a folder, it would create it down in the folder. Now the set log file shows system. It's going to name it something, system integrity, and the date and the time and all that, .log, and you'll see it when it's done. Timeout. Now I put these in here. It's a timeout. It adds a delay before starting each of the programs. It gives the system a moment to settle. Now, the next thing we're going to do is go down below that. And we're going to say log and display start timestamp is going to show you on the screen what time and date this is. And now we go down to the step 1. And step 1 is pretty much about cleaning up superseded updates, unused files and stuff from Windows Update, and it cleans those up. So if you look at the line DISM online / cleanup -image / start component cleanup, and it pipes that output. Instead of on the screen, it's putting it into the log file. And it removes outdated updates, frees up space. No harm in running it regularly. Now below that, for the next step, we are talking about restoring the health. Don't take it the way it sounds. DISM restore health checks the Windows image for corruption. If something's broken, it tries to fix it using Windows Update. And yes, you notice we're running both. We're running DISM twice. One with Start Component Cleanup and one with Restore Health. Now I'm going to scroll down. And now we're step 3, SFC scan. Now, that's going to check scans the system BIOS for damage. It's slower than the other two, but it's thorough. If you've got weird behavior, missing icons, broken menus, this might catch it. And it should always come after the DISMs, because those will clean up stuff we need to clean up. And next we're going to, step 4 is the CrystalDiskInfo Smart Check. This part checks SSD health using CrystalDiskInfo. It's optional. If you don't have it installed, the script skips it. And the DiskInfo 64.exe copy exit runs CrystalDiskInfo silently and dumps smart data into a file. And if you look at the bottom here where it says find str, and it's going to see that in a minute, that means find string. It finds specifically the string for status health and temperature, and will output that, append that to our main log file. And so once we have our path, to make sure we have our path set to CrystalDiskInfo, where it's at on your system, if you have it installed. And it's very important to define where that path is. And then it goes all this other stuff. If and or not, if it doesn't find that, it'll echo, hey, didn't find it, and CrystalDiskInfo isn't on our system. And that's pretty straightforward. And if you don't have, like I said, CrystalDiskInfo, you can replace this with another tool if you prefer, this Logix modular. Now we head down to the final log entry. And it puts all this information in there. And it says system will reboot in 60 seconds. Press Control-C to cancel the reboot. And after 60 seconds, it will restart, shut down, restart, basically, reboot your computer. And if you hit Enter or any other key, it will immediately reboot. Now back on our desktop, if we can run this, if you've got it set up so that this will always run as an administrator. You don't have to do anything much more than this. But you can right-click on it and say Run as Administrator. You want it to be able to, you want it to run as administrator. It makes changes to your system. So it has to have that authority. And once we do that, it'll open up a window and start this process. And system integrity check started at this date, this day, all that. And that step 1, cleaning up superseded updates. And then it will do the other 4 steps. And so let's see that happen. Now this could take, all told, it could take 10 minutes, it could take more, it could take less. But here we go, and we'll process through, and it will load up at the end of this. It'll load up CrystalDiskInfo, and real quick, flash, there it was. And now we're given the option of restarting. Now let's go here. There's a text file that it created. And you can see at the top, System Integrity, Thursday, this date. I'll make a new one each time you run it. And it just basically has everything that was going to be output to the screen, but it's put it into a log file. So you can go back in to see what's been going on here, what's happened, how the results are. All that, you can bypass all this, and it will show you the operation completed successfully, and then restoring the health. Now it's running that imaging services management tool again. And you go down there, and it say the restore operations completed successfully. And then it goes through SFC, and you might see Windows Resource Protection did not find any integrity violation. And then it will show you, after this, the if you have it installed, the CrystalDiskInfo. Now that checked my SSD's health. Here's what happens here. Health status, good, 98%. That's the overall health rating. Anything above 90% is generally fine. If it drops below that, you might want to back up your data and investigate further. Temperature, 34C, 93F. That's the drive's current temperature. 34 is C is normal. Celsius. If you're seeing temps above 60 C regularly, it's worth a closer look. The rest of the entries are raw smart attributes. You'll see sensor readings, thermal transition counts, and uptime metrics. Most users won't need to interpret these directly, but they're logged for completeness. Now this section is optional. You can swap CrystalDiskInfo for another tool or remove it entirely. The script is modular, built to adapt. And finally, the log file ends with a timestamp. That's your record. You can keep it, archive it, or delete it. Your call. And that's it. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. And it's adaptable if you need it. You can make changes where it doesn't output to the log file. You can remove those sections. You can put in a different thing so that it will bypass making log files. But it can't hurt to have the log file, because while you're sitting there watching on the screen, you may get distracted and miss something you needed to see. And then you can come back, start it, and go off and do stuff and come back. This is pretty straightforward. It's direct, simple batch language, and it's one of those things I run on my system several times a week. I certainly do it after the night after or the day after Windows has thrown us an update. So, hope this helps some of you. Get on my blog. The link's in the description, and you'll be able to cut and paste this batch script. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again at another time.